Alright, lights, camera, action. Hey, how y'all doing? This is the Real Spurs Talk. Welcome to our very first show. My name's Kenny, and I will be the host of this show. And this is our very first video. I think I just said that. Maybe I just repeated myself. I'm not sure, but off we go. I'm broadcasting here from Nashville, Tennessee. And I've been a Spurs fan for about 30 years and enjoyed every minute of it. From the days of David Robinson, Vinny Del Negro, Chuck Person, to Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, and Tony Parker, and now to Wemby. And we're going to see what's going to happen with that. So, what is the Real Spurs Talk? The Real Spurs Talk is a channel that you can come to and listen to different opinions on games that have happened. Maybe you didn't like who was taking all the shots. Maybe you didn't like that they weren't getting it to Wemby enough. Maybe you wanted Trey Jones at point guard instead of Sohan. Maybe you want to come on here and complain about the Sohan experience. And I definitely want you to do all that. Just go leave a comment in the comment section. I'll try to address the comments from the previous video in my next videos. I'll try to address some of them and say my thoughts on them. So we do comment on games, and we talk about topics that are a little more touchy, and that's why I call it the Real Spurs Talk, because we address those things that are maybe cause some arguments between our fellow Spurs fans, within the Spurs family. But that's okay. Families argue. That's fine. So do Spurs fans. I mean, go to a Spurs fan page. You'll see plenty of it. But I digress. Today, for my very first video, I want to talk about a topic that I've recently started kind of thinking about. And it's kind of odd how it's happened this way. I want to address this new era that we're coming into. I want to address, how do we approach this new era that is the Victor Wembanyama era? We have the generational player to help lead us into a new era of Spurs basketball of maybe, hopefully, 20 or more years, and of sustained success and stability and maintaining that Spurs culture of making the next pass. So I want to take us back in time to the last year of Bob Hill's coaching tenure. He had just come off a 59-win season, a 62-win season. He had David Robinson, Vinny Del Negro, Chuck Person. It's a pretty good team. I mean, we made it to the Western Conference Finals, and we fell to the eventual champion Houston Rockets. But we had a good team. And then the very next season, Bob Hill's third season, didn't start so great. Started 3-15. We had injuries. It was an injury-plagued season with David Robinson going down, Sean Elliott going down, Chuck Person out for the season. Didn't really have a chance that we were going to be successful that season. And we had Greg Popovich, who I think he was president of operations. And he really wanted to be the coach. And Bob Hill even said that he knew Greg Popovich wanted to be the coach. And when that 3-15 season started that way, Greg Popovich saw that as an opportunity to become our head coach. And a lot of people, there's some people that are on the fence about that, thinking that's not right that he did that. Bob Hill had a 59-win season, a 62-win season, and then the next season he's fired, starting off 3-15, but he was plagued with injuries. The Spurs were plagued with injuries. So there's people that see that different ways. Some people didn't like it. Some people are fine with it. I mean, I guess everything's turned out all right. But so Greg Popovich did become the coach. It was in December of '96, and I did go on the internet and I found an interview from Will Perdue. He was a center for the San Antonio Spurs, and he had kind of a he had an interaction with Greg Popovich, not personally, but with the team, and he noticed he said he saw a humbleness in Greg Popovich, and he saw how Greg Popovich wanted to grow as a coach, and the team would grow with him, and so they would grow together, start off together and grow together, and it worked out fine. We became a dynasty. And yeah, I believe we were a dynasty. 5 championships, sustained playoff appearances over 20 years, and we were just the gold standard of the NBA. And, we had a core of Ginobili, Parker, and Duncan who just lasted the whole time. And, we also started off, what ushered in Tim Duncan was David Robinson establishing that Spurs culture. He was a great player, and he pretty much stepped to the side and said, hey, he didn't literally say that, but with his action, he said, I want Tim Duncan to become the leader of this team, to take us into that next era of basketball, of Spurs basketball. And he stepped aside and let Tim Duncan run the show and became a second, third option himself. And I believe that is a great example of Spurs culture. Stepping aside, setting egos aside, and that's what Spurs culture has been. We always make the next pass. We don't care about being the highest score. It's all about teamwork, ball movement, beautiful basketball. So, what carried us into such success was the talented, generational talented player and a coach who wanted to encapsulate Spurs culture. And right now, we're having a repeat of history. We moved on from, we moved on from Tim Duncan, Ginobili, and Parker, but I can't say we moved on from the Kawhi era, because there really was no Kawhi era. We went from Parker, Ginobili, Duncan with a little bit of space and went to Wemby. So Parker and Ginobili and Duncan stepped aside because they knew their time, had ran its course. And now we have the Wemby era. Now before, in the past, we established the coach and then the generational talent. But this time we have the generational talent first. And now, tell me what y'all think. And, this is just a thought. Y'all let me know what y'all think. What would y'all think of history repeating itself if Greg Popovich was to say, hey, I want to step aside and allow a new coach, a new young and hungry coach, to come be at the beginning with Wemby, and that coach and the team grow together so we can have consistency at head coach, a head coach that maybe could coach 20, 30 years without having to get a new coach in the middle of a dynasty run. So have Greg Popovich and the organization come together and decide who would be the person to usher in the new dynasty that we're going to have with Wemby. What do y'all think? I mean, Greg Popovich is up there. He's 75. We don't know much longer he can coach. And, I would like for us, this new era, to have a consistent coach that coaches all the way through. So some of y'all may see that as blasphemy, and I understand. Greg Popovich is a staple of this team. But, we were successful with the formula of having the coach in the beginning with the generational talent in the beginning. Why not repeat that formula and possibly have that same success without having to switch coaches in the middle? So anyway, I'm happy for anybody who watched this video that allowed me to take up some of your time, maybe put some thoughts in your head. This is Spurs family here. I want y'all to all comment, and I will, appreciate every comment y'all give. And I hope y'all like and subscribe. And I'm going to try to do more and more videos pretty often so we can talk Spurs as much as possible. But anyway, yeah, like, subscribe, and comment. And in the comment section, for those of you who think that could be a possibility, tell me a coach you would like to see step in. And, bring us some back-to-back championships. Because I know Wemby, he can be the player to get the job done. But anyway, go Spurs go, and y'all have a great day.